And welcome back to Comics. I'm Andres. I'll be the host this week. Yeah, you think I'd be used to it by now, but I'm not, so bear with me. And who is joining us this week, as if you don't know? Go, Luis.
Hello, I'm Luis.
This is Esteban.
I'm Carmen.
And I'm Ash, and we went in the exact order that was said.
It's perfectly fine. Nobody would have noticed unless you brought it up, and you did. So thank you for that. Carmen, you have our drink for today. What are you enjoying?
I have the Avoc Whiskey, which is the first whiskey distilled in Mexico, and it is made from corn, an ancient grain of corn actually called, oh my god, cacahuacintle, which is indigenous to the southern parts of Mexico. It is distilled in copper.
Stills.
There you go, copper stills. And I heard about it because it just recently got released, and I wanted to try it because I love whiskey, and I am Mexican, so. But I did try it, and it tastes a lot like a mezcal more than a whiskey would taste. So if you like mezcal, you definitely will enjoy the taste of this whiskey. It is a lot more smoother than a mezcal. It doesn't like hit you in the back of the throat. And it has like vanilla notes to it. So cheers. It's you can find it at like Total Wine, which is pretty awesome. It's not that expensive. It's like $30 for the bottle.
So to be clear, it doesn't hit you in the back of the throat?
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. That's
for pointing that out.
It's still good though, then.
I'll take care of that for you, Ash. Cheers.
Hey, Ash. What he's implying is that he's gonna stick his dick in it and then shove it in your mouth.
It's I'm so girthy that it's gonna hit the back of your throat. That's what I'm trying to say.
But not only the back, but like the sides too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so we'll get back on track with the show. So Luis, we got some comments today.
Yes, we do. And so we are gonna start with. So every week we like you people listening into the show, tuning in every week.
What do you mean by you people?
Our listeners.
But we appreciate you guys engaging with the show. Every like that you guys do, subscribing, commenting, it really does mean a lot to us. And so at the start of each episode, we like to involve you guys in the show, and we like to read the comments at the top. So without any more procrastination, I will go into our most recent episode of Comix, which was episode 33. And we got a top contender for the number one fan is Heavyweight. And so he wrote, in the previous episode, I don't know where me not appearing on the show came from, but I'm down to do a Hunger Game episode with Zach. I know he will lead us to victory. By the way, Superman and Lois not ever reading their story. Oh, not reading what their story is called. Does the two suns equal one Superman? I feel like they had it a lot in that. They had a lot of that in the series. And I just started Bad Batch thanks to Ash. So there's a lot of little nuggets in there. So I'm going to reel it back to the comment. I think what he's asking is, he's asking if that was true to comic book, the two suns equaling one Superman, that for the Superman and Lois. I'm going to throw that up to you guys. I've never heard of that. I've only known him to have one kid.
I believe there was an Elseworld story where Superman actually did have twins, but it was a boy and a girl. No, I don't know if it was twins. No, I don't think it was twins. They just had Lois and Clark had two kids. I think the oldest one was the son. He was born first, and then when Lois was pregnant with his daughter, Lex ended up getting Lois into contact with, which one is it? Is it Gold Kryptonite, the one that makes them lose their powers altogether? If I'm not, is that it? I don't remember. I think it's gold kryptonite, that if Superman comes into contact long enough with gold kryptonite, he ends up losing all of his powers. So Lex actually got Lois into contact with the gold kryptonite, and that baby was born without any superpowers at all. So it was kind of like a story for her to go, or the son with the superpowers and then the daughter without the superpowers. So I'm pretty sure that's what the story was in the comic books.
So it sounds like the TV show was like an original story then. So there
Kinda,
wasn't
yeah.
anything quite like it, but there was like a spin on something that's sort of been done.
I believe so, yeah.
Right
But
on.
I'm still holding out on that show because I have a feeling that the son Jordan, no, I think it's Jordan, yeah, the jock all-star. I have a feeling that he's going to end up developing powers later, and it's going to be this big old brother versus brother, Cain versus Abel type thing later.
Oh. Well, I dig it. Well, thank you, Heavyweight, for the support. We appreciate you.
Fucking lost interest in it because this fucking one of the kids was like, I'm nothing special. I'm nothing special. I'm nothing special. He fucking has powers that make him more popular than the jock brother that he's been in competition with his whole life. And then now he's crying that he's a freak. I was like, okay, bro, there's just like fucking no pleasing you. I'm out. Like, and Superman's like, I will deal with this because I'm a WB dad. And I was like, no, homie, like, fuck, I'm Superman, bitch. Like, not that I would handle that like as dad, but you know what I mean? Like, I absolutely, I'm sorry I missed your recital, but I saved 300 people. Like, I'm sorry, but this, and the cool kid's like, oh, okay, you're cool. But the other kid is like, fucking, you made spaghetti on a Thursday. Like, I'm out. I'm out.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's actually pretty funny.
The son's whining.
Yes.
No, I mean, were you angry throughout the entire series as
I
you were
was.
watching it? Like,
well, no, okay, one, it's like fucking Superman's like built like Johnny Depp, and then once he wears the suit, he's fucking Bane. Like, what the fuck? That makes no sense. But I will watch it. I'm just saying, it's not something like fucking Scarlet Witch or something I'm fucking dying to see.
Here we go. Yeah.
okay.
But thank you, Heavyweight, for the support. We appreciate you, sir. And so that wraps up our YouTube comments. But I heard we have comments on some of our other social media. I'll throw it back to you, Esteban.
Yeah, I ended up posting a few videos on our TikTok. So if you guys haven't followed us on TikTok yet, we are on TikTok. It's just at Comix Podcast. So I put up 3 videos, and one of them was a duet, or a duet where I saw a post that reminded me of the time where Ash purchased a Grogu off of Wish. And if you guys haven't seen that episode, you guys got to go back to our episodes to go and watch it. And I was able to kind of mesh everything together and edit everything together.
That wasn't even part of the original episode. That was a director's cut. That was after.
It was after,
and then
because
everyone was drunk, and we were talking about it.
Not everyone, just you and I.
No, it was just you and Ash that were trashed. You guys were
pretty bad.
You guys were trashed, and all 3 of us sobers were begging you two to stop drinking, but you guys refused. Anyways, but the way that the
hung over for 2 days.
I know, I remember. So essentially, it was just kind of like one of those. Tell us a time where product placement or a description of a product that you purchased wasn't, true to form, So I ended up editing that. And the cool thing is I ended up tagging the original creator that ended up putting that video together. So I want to give a shout out to Sam Runs on TikTok for the idea for that. And we tagged him, and he saw the video, and all he replied was shit when he saw the Baby Yoda. And then also for our contender for number 1 fan, sorry Zach, it looks like you're dropping out of the number 1 contender. Melissa actually ended up commenting on that video also, and she goes, "That's not Wish, that's from the Dollar Tree store." Another mashup that I ended up doing that Ash sent over to me, it was It was a family where the dad was running through the hallway with a Nerf gun. And I kind of ended up mashing together the movie Boys in the Hood and Platoon along with that. So if you guys get a chance, check that out. And then Melissa almost commented on that. And she was kind of curious in regards. She goes, "Is that scene from the movie The Boys?" And I'm assuming it was the Platoon portion. If you guys haven't seen Platoon, there's a scene in there that has Willem Dafoe getting shot in the back so many times and then falling to the ground. So it was actually pretty dope putting that together. And then the last one goes to Andres, where he had his rant about human decency. It was a little PSA that we put together. If you guys didn't see it, I will say it's very heartwarming to hear Andres's words because they are true. It doesn't cost anything for anyone to be nice, but Melissa wants to ask, or Melissa says, she put the laughing emoji. She goes, "I'm dead" on this one. She goes, "Andres, who hurt you?"
Everyone.
It's true. I mean, it doesn't cost anything to be nice to anyone, especially to servers and hostess and movie theater workers and things like that. So it doesn't cost anything to be nice. But yeah, that was pretty much it for the comments on TikTok. And I will say that, Zach is losing his number one contendership for best fan. Back to you, Andres.
Thanks again, guys, for that. And thank you to everyone who actually goes ahead and comments. For everybody else who's listening and feels that they want to be a part of the show, please feel free to comment. We'll go ahead and respond on the show. And we appreciate every single one of you. So thank you all. All right, so we're going to get this ball rolling. First thing I wanted to mention that for any of the Southern California listeners, and they're interested in learning how to play Dungeons and Dragons, there is I won't describe it as a bar, I guess esports themed bar in Uptown Whittier called Guild Hall, which they do wonderful drinks. So if you like your alcohol, they have my favorite bartender ever, Sean. He'll mix you a wonderful drink. All you need to tell him is what you like to drink. Their food is great, and they're hosting a Dungeons and Dragons night June 1st. The group Roaming Dragon is hosting it. They'll be the dungeon masters, and if you've always wanted to learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons, they'll be able to teach you there. So if anybody's interested, Guildhall, Whittier, Roaming Dragon, you could look up their Instagrams. Go enjoy.
Can I make a small little tidbit?
Go.
When bars started opening up again and Uptown Whittier opened up, which is actually right, if anybody knows where Uptown Whittier is in Southern California, that's where this bar is. And so I didn't know it was like a well-known place, and so it was just one of the places that was open for drinks. What I love about it, it's like it's a nerd ESPN zone. So like you walk in and there is like footage of like Overwatch League, like professional gamers. There's on this side it's like League of Legends on this, so like all the TVs inside the bar have like these different pro gamer like matches, these like epic matches happening, and I'm just like, I couldn't sit and have a conversation with my girlfriend because I was so distracted. And so even during COVID, even if it's not Dungeons and Dragons night or whatever, you can check out a game, but you're limited to one game at a time right now because of pandemic stuff. And so there's two tables. One is that's already been sanitized, but they have like Monopoly, Connect Four, a bunch of other.
Yes, they have a ton of tabletop games. So if you love playing tabletop games, strategy games, they have them all there, and they're free to play. All you do is go in.
Will's drinking, which makes it even fun. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Awesome.
What's the likelihood of Joe Manganiello showing up there that night for the Dungeons and Dragons?
Probably not. Probably not.
That would be kind of dope though if he just showed up out of nowhere.
I did see him at a Morrissey concert at the Staples Center. We like walked out into the street, and he was like standing right in front of me with his girlfriend at the time because it wasn't Sofia Vergara. But yeah, he is a tall gentleman, and I am not short, so he was about the same height as me, if not a little taller.
Did you go up to him and talk to him?
celebrity coming to your house to play D&D, I don't think you're gonna go to Whittier.
You don't know. Maybe he
You
doesn't have a
never
deal
know.
that night.
Isn't he like a
All
dungeon
right.
master himself?
No, I'm wrong.
He is.
He might. Yeah, he
Yeah.
probably goes to Whittier and hangs out, and maybe Old Town, like or fucking Main Street on Alhambra. He probably hangs out there. I'm wrong.
Sure.
At the rabbit hole.
Oh,
Hey, the rabbit hole! I got fucked up, and never mind.
Yeah, you did.
Go on.
He was gonna say Azul, and when he was all ratchet, a little
Oh,
hoe as a young man.
I think it was a little
He was super ratchet.
not good. Not good.
All right, back to the show. So we had some casting news. We have a cast member joining the Flash movie, Sasha, and I hope I'm saying it right, Gaia, joined the cast. What do you guys think? Any one of you?
I don't know anything about her, so I'm all good for it. Let's see what she's got. Where has she been before? Has she been in anything?
I think it's been a lot of novelas and movies that are made out in, or a lot of the movies that are the productions are in Mexico or in Colombia. That's where she's predominantly from, or she's that I've noticed on her IMDb. So I think she's done a couple things here, but
a very literal couple things. Like
yeah.
And it's just like extra roles, deep cuts, deep cuts. Model number 3, Final Stop. She was teen girl, and another movie called The White Shoes. She was the woman. So clearly she didn't have big roles in these films, but those are the English films. And just to like what Esteban was saying, she was in a novela called Young. Oh no, maybe not a novela. Young and Restless.
Yeah, she was on the
playing
TV show The Young and the Restless.
Lola Rosales. What's her name?
Damn,
So it looks like that was her. That was her longest job.
This will probably be the thing that blows her up. So congratulations.
Yeah.
She did about on The Young and the Restless. She did about 200. Well, to date, it's about 267 episodes that she was on. So
Fuck, I did 268. I only beat her by 1.
I bet on The Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
Or was it
I
General Hospital?
I started young and then I ended up restless.
I was gonna say clearly you weren't young, so I guess we're the restless.
And I'm sorry, this is probably
It is amazing the amount of headroom that you're allowed to you're a floating head right now. There you go.
Oh
and you have an
my
interesting
God.
shirt. You fuck. There you go. Good job.
So angry.
This is a very random segue, but just Young and Restless made me think of it. So one of the podcasts that I listen to, aside from this one, review and subscribe, is Two Bears, One Cave, with the Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer podcast. And this last week or 2 weeks, whenever this releases, Steve-O was co-hosting it with Bert Kreischer, and Steve-O released an hour comedy special, which I'd seen his comedy like fucking 10 years ago, which I didn't think it was that bad, but I also wasn't a big comedy fan. His structure, and I just saw it the other day. I would encourage anybody that enjoyed the Jackass films to watch it. And the reason I found it so interesting, like there were certain parts that I did laugh, but I didn't see it so much as a stand-up comedy special. It felt more like a Kevin Smith conversation where he has his like little hours. He just tells these very fascinating stories of behind the scenes. But the cool thing is about this kid is that he filmed everything. So when he would tell these crazy stories, someone had footage to back up the crazy story. So he'll tell the story, but then he will cut in while he's telling the story, the footage of when it happened. So it's like he'll hit the punchline of, whatever his joke or his, I think it's just a good art of storytelling. And it was just so fascinating. Again, if you're interested in any of the Jackass films, if you find him even remotely interesting, of getting like super addicted into like all the drugs and then going completely sober, getting arrested for protesting SeaWorld, like all the shit that he did, like it's just a fascinating dude. And it's $9 on his website. I thought it was a great watch, and he was very young and restless and reckless, and that's why it popped into my head. But yeah, strong recommendation. That's recommendation corner. Back to you, Andres.
I like that.
Thanks for the recommendations. They're always welcome. I'm sure people enjoy having stuff to watch. Alrighty, so moving on. The next topic is. Did you had your finger up?
Yeah, I was about to say. I just didn't want to interrupt you again.
No,
And
okay.
he also did mention that Jackass 4 is supposed to be releasing in September, which I didn't know was a thing.
Oh,
And Knoxville said it's his last one.
It fucking better
Knoxville,
be.
like I fucking know him. Johnny
Yeah,
Knoxville said it.
Johnny said. John, I call him John.
They've been saying it's the last one every time.
JK said.
Well, this one, from what he was saying, because they had a reunion on stage that was like a part of his show. He got them all to be involved. And what he was saying was that they all, because of how much older everyone is, they break bones easier and they get knocked out faster and they get knocked out for longer. And so supposedly Jackass 4 is all the stunts that didn't make it to the final, like for the first, second, and third film. He's like, 4 is all the stunts they decided not to do, and now they're realizing why they decided.
Is it going to be the Chappelle Show season 3?
That's what I'm afraid of, because it's not just that. Like, I don't know about you guys, I didn't see Action Point, but the movie with Action Point with Knoxville in it, I was like, that made me feel sad for him. I'm like, dude, he's like old. Like, what's he doing to himself? Like, I don't know. So I hope it doesn't bum me out.
Is that the movie that's based on the theme park that has? Okay, I haven't. There's a documentary on that as well.
The documentary is fucking fantastic. I strongly recommend it if you haven't seen it.
What's it called?
Action Park.
Action Park, yeah.
It's HBO.
The movie is called Action something, because Hulu's always trying to get me to watch that. I guess the movie.
Action Park is the name of the documentary. Action Point is the name of the movie with Johnny Knoxville.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a really great watch. It's recommend it.
Sweet. Anybody else have any recommendations on?
Sorry,
the
buddy.
top of your head? No need to apologize.
No, I'm good.
It's just nice that Luis is
another one. Luis is another one. He's got another one.
All right, this one.
This week.
This one. 3 people will agree with me on this one though. One of the biggest sleeper hits of the past 4 weeks of the past month that nobody expected to be great is Mayor of Easttown. Holy shit. If you are not watching this show, you are missing out. Season finale comes out in a week, or it's probably out by the time you listen to this. It is it's definitely worth a binge watch. It is the most captivated I've been on a goddamn TV show in I don't know how long.
This is Netflix, or this is what?
HBO.
HBO.
HBO Max. Quicksilver is in it. Fox Quicksilver. I forget his name. Evan Peters.
Yeah.
Evan Peters is in it. Kate Winslet is in it. But Kate Winslet plays this like tomboy cop, and I forget she's pretty until in the show she like dresses up. It's like, oh shit, I forgot she's pretty. Like, she's such a phenomenal actor. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, but she's a detective and she's following a murder case, and you're just following the breadcrumbs with her. But holy shit.
Did you fall for like she's all that and she's ugly, but she takes off her glasses and she's pretty? Like, are you that crowd?
I think so.
Like, she wasn't pretty the whole time?
Yeah, I think so. Because like, there's a scene where she went on a date, and I'm just like, my jaw drops, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, this chick. Anyway,
sorry.
I mean, I'll watch the show, not for that, but for
don't watch it for that. But it's just a really great show.
I like Lainey Boggs with the glasses.
There you go. Boom.
All right, so we got our recommendations out of the way. Next topic.
She's all that, by the way.
Are you really?
I really am. I really am. I'm in the.
I love that movie so much, and I love Rachel Lee Cook because of that movie. And what scene are you?
I'm in the high scene. The I am Brock Hudson scene. I'm in that scene. I don't talk because I was an extra, but you fucking see my fat ass all day long in the movie.
or
Huh?
him when they're showing his real
The guy,
world
Matthew
suit.
Lillard. Matthew Lillard's in the pool and
Yeah.
she's dancing on the diving board, and I'm Brock
Oh.
Hudson. I'm in that scene. Just look
I
for
have to go
Oh,
back
we're
and watch
totally
it.
putting that
look
together.
for a guy that looks like Pooh Bear in a pair of trunks that didn't know that he was gonna be in swim trunks.
I have the perfect edit for that.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
I'm in A Few Good Men. No, see, that's not good because if you're gonna put together I'm in A Few Good Men. Just cut this whole thing. Just cut this whole thing.
Ash has been in A Few Good Men.
Hell yeah.
Luis is
Oh,
one of them.
man, the rumors are
How
already out
good
there.
were they?
And
I
I
don't
guess
even
I'll
think you're
go.
on alcohol, Luis. I think you're on fucking.
I was gonna seamlessly transition out of it instead of focusing on his terrible joke, but thanks for that. All right.
It's funny because
So-
it hurts.
It's always funny because it hurts. All right. So this week, Dwayne The Rock Johnson teased his Black Adam, him as a Black Adam, so Black Adam suit on his Instagram this week. Did you guys see it? And what did you guys think?
It was such a fucking tease. Like, it was nothing special. Like, it was a silhouette of him. That's all it was, and that was it. That's all you saw. He was wearing the like cape with the hood, and then all you were able to really see, if you really looked at it, was like one of his boots, and that was it. You didn't see anything else. You couldn't see the lightning bolt on his chest. You couldn't see any of the accent colors or anything like that. That's all you were able to see. You couldn't see anything else. That's all it was. And that he was a fucking tease with that Black Adam suit.
The amount of clearance he probably had to fucking get to even show that. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
guess.
everybody knows it's going to be The Rock that brings everybody to that movie, but at the same time, you don't want to fucking, you know.
No, but it's not only that, but it's like one of those things where it's like he was casted how long ago as
Holy shit. When they announced Batman vs Superman, he was casted.
okay, so he
Yeah.
was casted then. Okay, we haven't heard anything until recently. He's been dropping photos of the script, like his script, the cover of his script, and then that the saying that the DC universe is going to be changed and stuff like that. Honestly, with the crap that's going on over there, I feel there is no DC universe, so he can say that because there is no DC universe, aside from Wonder Woman and Aquaman that are actual stable movies, but aside from that, I mean, he can say that because there's nothing else that is considered part of the DCEU. I mean, even Warner Brothers themselves haven't really adopted the DCEU abbreviation, so it just shows with everything that has happened with him being casted to dead silence up until a few months ago, for him to just show the silhouette, it's just like, all right, I'm just kind of like, whatever. I won't be impressed until, I think when I'll be extremely impressed is when I see Aldous Hodge in the Hawkman costume. That's what I want to see.
It's exciting to see him get excited though. Like, he comes out with movies. The last time I could be fucking wrong. I don't follow his career super closely, but just like from things that like catch fire or whatever, like when Hercules, the 2014 Hercules movie, like I remember going to the movie theater and what is it? I think it was called the 20, like the fucking show before the movie started or whatever.
Yeah.
And they would have those like behind the scenes stuff. And like, I remember seeing constant interviews with him, different ones, not like replaying the same shit of just like, I was born to play this role. And that was when he was like getting super yoked. Then that's when he was like, he fucking blew up and he turned into the Rock that he is now. Like he made that transition from WWE Rock to
massive boulder,
a massive dude that he became. But he's like, yeah, I was born to play this role. And he was like, he was so about it. And he's like, and then he was like starting to share his like workout plan. Then he bulked up and then he just, kept it on. But like, he was so passionate about it. And then he does all these other projects. But then now fast forward to Black Adam, even when it was initially announced, he was super passionate about it. It's like, this is my hero, this is what I want. And then, like you said, silence, and then here we are. Like, so just to see him get that amped for it, it gets me excited. But then I also get Tom Hardy vibes, where it's like anti-hero that he usually pairs up with a superhero, but they're gonna do this own spin-off anti-hero type thing. I'm just afraid of how that, like, it's dangerous ground. It's possible to mess up, but I'm also happy that the actor themselves is excited. So at least if they're having a good time, I might enjoy myself, even if it's a shitty movie.
Right. No, yes. I completely agree. There are certain projects that you see that he's extremely passionate about, and there's other projects that he's excited about, you know, but he's not as passionate as, let's say, Hercules, like you were talking about, Luis. He was super stoked about being in the whole Fast and the Furious. He was stoked about that. He was extremely stoked about the Hobbs and Shaw movie that he ended up having, that he did, you know.
That was actually funny.
He posts every day. I feel like I'm sticking up for a wrestler, but honestly, he posts every day the workouts that he's doing to be to be Black Adam. Like, there's I don't know. You won't see Mel Gibson in his heyday be like, Lethal Weapon 4, I'm down. Like,
well, different times.
There was no social media back then, by the way.
Yeah, that's what it's different times. Right. But no, seriously, if you really think about it, it's different times. That's what The Rock has built his career on, is him getting fucking ripped for every single movie. That's him.
You're right, bro. You're right.
Wait, no. What's the? What was the point you're trying to make?
This is the thing. No, is that is, he like, gets? We interrupt him. Okay, and he's no. I'm good. No, I'm good. All pouty. I'm gonna take my ball and I'm gonna leave. You know. No. But the minute that he interrupts us, he's like, I got something to say. Wait. I got something to say. And it's not there's the pouty face.
There's a person that probably sees what he posts every day, and then there's outside looking in. That's all. And I don't, again, I get it that it's like, it's a wrestler, but I don't stick up for fucking Batista. But anyway, I feel like Carmen hasn't talked for like the entire hour. She's just watching the mayhem. She's
the outsider looking in.
I feel like the home slice, like Shazam, the guy he promoted Chuck the way he promoted Shazam, and I get the same vibe. These people, he does like, fuck, I just did this workout at 5 a.m. and saying, you guys have a good day and blah blah blah, and fucking try to make it a great day and be the best you. Like, it's not gonna be, even if we shit on this movie, it's gonna be the fucking girl that never watches superhero movies that's gonna go to this movie because he's in it. That's all. And it's gonna make millions of dollars because of who he is. So even if he says like, hey, I'm gonna be in a movie, but he's going the whole extra mile of like, I'm showing you my boot, and that's probably the only clearance he could have. It's The Rock would probably do a whole fucking workout in the suit if fucking DC or whoever let him. And they don't even know if fucking WB is going to change this. Like, they don't know. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Like, fuck.
So you're saying because he's amping it up, it's going to open it up to people that would normally not watch superhero movies, but because they're Dwayne fans.
We have stuff as a podcast that only you guys know that we can't release because it's not ready yet. But if I say like, blah, 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 like, can I do this? I don't want to fuck over you with your editing. I don't want to fuck over. So, I mean, there's just, and then on top of that, it's a $1 billion company. Like, that's all. Fuck, I don't want to fuck over anybody. And he's still trying to be a leading. I am like The Rock's girlfriend today. All right.
No, I mean, you're making a good point. It's just
he showed his boot. Fuck The Rock, yo. Like, show his boot. Show the whole suit. Like, fucking just be Magic Mike with the shit.
Motherfucker, we never said fuck The Rock. Like, we were just like, oh, like, you know, this is our teaser. And, you know, how he's doing.
You never said fuck The Rock. I just realized it sounds like Ash wants to fuck The Rock.
No, I just realized it sounded like his PR guy, and then I was like, all right, back off, dude, because I can give a fuck.
What you don't know about Dwayne is that he works.
I fucking know how hard he works. Like, I fucking see the shit. Like,
nah, dude, that's no joke. I know he posts his like workouts, and he like doesn't rest. his rest days is like 5 miles of cardio. Like, so like, Jesus Christ, dude. Anyway,
that's all.
Anybody got
Sorry, my lady.
Carmen, anything?
I didn't see the image that we're talking about. Sorry.
No worries, you're good.
Sorry.
It was literally just some of a black suit, and that was it. So my thoughts on it is it's just promotion for the movie. I didn't get upset because we didn't see much, and I really didn't care like one way or another for it. So it's cool. It's promotion. It's getting some little buzz brewing for the movie. So that's all I took it as.
Dope.
Alrighty, so on to the next topic is we have more, we got some photos this week of Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg on the set of Uncharted. Did you guys see the video, the pictures, and what did you guys think?
Looks good.
Yeah, I was about to say it looks good, and it reminded me a lot of, oh my God, Indiana Jones, very Indiana Jones vibes. So I dig it. They look cool, all the images that were posted. So I just built up intrigue for the movie. And with Tom Holland, looks to me, he looks weird with the mustache that he had on the image. But it's fine. I'll get over it.
I'm
Little
curious. I'm curious to see how they do it. So for the deep fan, even if people aren't into video games, for the deep fans, Nathan Drake was created with the voice of Nathan Fillion in mind. So Fillion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was made with his voice in mind. And so the voice actor that they got to voice the video game, because the Uncharted is a video game series for those that don't know, I thought he made it his own. And so there's a short film that you can find on YouTube that was just like a fan project.
Mm-hmm.
And they made Nathan Fillion the Nathan Drake. So he's very quippy. He has these, he has jokes, and it's very much an Indiana Jones mix with Lara Croft. It's just this nice, it's a very great like adventure type story. And his mentor, which is, it looks like it's who, what's his name is going to play? Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. So I'm curious. It seems like they're going to do like right when he gets out of the orphanage. So he's an orphan, and he learns how to be a fucking treasure hunter, and then start story. And it looks like, especially by the age of them, it's like probably going to try to see if this one hits. They're probably going to try to franchise that shit, see how much further they can take it. But I'm excited. The look seems fine when they first announced the characters, the actors that were going to play the characters. It got me a little nervous, but looks good. I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Well, yeah, Tom Holland's the type of is like perfect to be franchised for anything. Spider-Man, Nathan Drake, so he's at like the perfect age to do that, because I think he's in like his early 20s, to be able to have that franchise tag for him to, do multiple Spider-Man, multiple, Uncharted and things like that. So, I mean, give the kid the role, have him run with it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Ash, you got anything?
Is Mark Wahlberg playing Sully?
Yes. I know. That's the part I had a problem with too. But
I would have.
It's younger though.
So angry.
Going by the game, I would have rather have him play like the older brother, and then, sorry if that's a spoiler for the people who don't play the game, like Tom Selleck as Sully.
Oh my God, that would be fucking awesome.
Right? Like, so,
oh Jesus, yeah.
And then you have, Mark Wahlberg that's just fighting to be like, if you haven't played the game, there's it's Nathan Drake Sully, and then the older brother shows up, and Sully's very like, all right, well, if you're gonna use this path, I don't have your back because your older brother is trying to get you in some shit. And even, spoiler alert, Sully still has his back. But at the same, it's just I don't know. Marky, hey, let's go find something. Like it's I don't know why I use John Travolta for that, but you know what I mean. Like, so you telling me I got a relic? Like I don't know. Sully is like
you don't see him as like a fatherly character.
Yeah,
that was my problem with it.
Sully's also like, I lived life so much, I'm done, and I only want to get you out of trouble because you're living what I already did. So Sully like is dope. Like he's like fucking Yoda. Like I've already lived it. So if anything, I'm gonna pick you up at the end of your fucking mission, as well as kill a bunch of motherfuckers and but.
Playing devil's advocate though.
Would you
a younger Nathan Drake though? So this could be the training. Like,
okay,
you don't know if it happened.
Even when Nathan Drake in the game meets Sully, Sully doesn't fucking look like fucking.
He doesn't look like
40-year-old fucking. Hey Joe, like fucking. Hey kid, he looks almost the same.
He looks he's like in his 40s or something. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Brown hair and then. Later on,
it's gray hair. But, no, I get you.
And I'm very.
That was the mental tug of war I was having, but I'm just like, okay, let's see how this plays out.
But even in 9 years, you're not going to see Marky. Sorry,
Marky.
You're not going to see Mark Wahlberg with fucking gray hair. Like, even playing the game, seeing Sully keep up with you was like, no, dog. That's not gonna happen.
Like jumping on rooftops,
right? Like, okay. But
how's that hip?
And especially with the last Uncharted, like, looks wise, going by the game, that should have been Luke Perry. But if you're gonna put somebody like, I'm going by looks. He doesn't look like a grandfather, like Sully, and he looks. Older brother, I'm still used to that. Like it could be my age and not wanting to accept that an action star is his age. Like when I see fucking Stallone look like that, like it's all homie. Remember homie. Even Stallone, like fucking is Sully. Hey, like fuck, that'd be dope.
All kinds of levels of fucked up. You just
got a relic. I found a relic. Yeah. He could be great. He's gonna sue me so fast.
We just lost a subscriber.
Anyway, back to you guys.
I'm sure he was.
By Stallone.
By Stallone. And now we'll never get him back. I'm gonna get chewed out for that one.
You know, Wahlberg's going to be 50 this year, right?
Dude looks good.
Okay, fuck. In 6 years, I'm going to be 50. No, 7 years. I'm going to be. So I can't hate on people.
No, I'm just saying.
Like that at 50.
No, I'm just saying. To your point, if you're going, age-wise, like actual age.
French fries.
French fries. Yes, French fries.
French fries. In 10 years, he might have a gray hair or two.
You never know. So angry, Ash.
Right.
So angry.
And moving on to the next topic. There's casting news this week. Timothy Chalamet was cast as Willy Wonka in the new Willy Wonka Origins movie that's been announced. I see somebody shaking their head no. So Esteban, go ahead and give us your thoughts.
Do we need a Willy Wonka origin story?
No.
I mean,
we don't know that. It could be fucking mad interesting.
I was sad when I saw that Johnny Depp played him because when I hear Willy Wonka, Gene Wilder, like he's king, for Willy Wonka, and then to have Johnny Depp with the big teeth and throughout the entire movie, and it's, but the other side of that coin, you can tell, or there could be some sort of dark element to this Willy Wonka origin story. Kind of curious to see where these Oompa Loompas came from, but aside from that, it's probably going to be one of those things where it's going to end up being a dark movie. I have a feeling it's going to be a dark movie. I don't think it's going to be a bright and sunny, happy movie. But I don't think it's needed, a Willy Wonka origin story, That's just me. I do not
Carmen?
approve of this.
Carmen, go ahead.
I mean, if it's gonna be a dark movie, kind of like the Seven was describing, I'm picturing maybe not like Sweeney Todd or Edward Scissorhands, but kind of like a story like that. That may be interesting. Obviously, not a musical, or is it a musical? I mean,
I don't think
whatever.
they've said.
But is it needed? No. Will I watch it? Probably. And hopefully, like we're talking out of our asses, and it's like it's good.
Could be. The most notable films that he was in, he's in a lot of artsy films. He's in Dune, that's coming out later this year.
Yeah, he's the main actor in Dune.
I did not know this.
Yep.
But he was in Lady Bird and Call Me by Your Name, Little Women, Interstellar, and then Dune. But yeah, I mean, if it is that, like, if it's like, hey, he had a shitty life and then he decides to bring happiness and make candy, like, I mean, that's a cool little spin on it. But I didn't even watch the one with Johnny Depp in it. I was just kind of like, I don't need it. Like, if it gets crazy success and be like, oh my god, it's the best film ever, like, for sure I'll check it out. But it's definitely not going to pull me.
Ash.
If the singer of All American Rejects and Kick-Ass had a kid, it would be that guy. And that's just the thing that was going on in my brain. But if I didn't know I fucking wanted Cruella de Vil, who would have thought? So I don't ever know until I see it. It could be Hunger Games, and the next step is him being Willy Wonka, not wanting him, like, it's his own little test because he had to go through something crazy to get there. Fuck, it could be the boat part alone could be like some crazy ass shit, but I don't know. It's something I'm probably not gonna go to the theater for, but I'm probably gonna watch it. I went to go see the Willy Wonka one.
Not good?
And I saw it.
Was it not good? I haven't seen it.
I've already offended Stallone. I'm not gonna fucking offend Johnny Depp.
He's very disappointed in the movie based off of his, facial expressions. And
I'm assuming you saw it, that's the one?
I did see it. I did
like
see
it?
No, God, no.
He shotgunned that answer real quick. Fuck
It's
no.
weird. It has weird vibes to it, I guess.
It does. No, you're right. It does have weird vibes to it. But then again, who was the director? Tim
Yeah,
Burton.
but I was gonna say it has weird Tim Burton vibes. It doesn't have like good Tim Burton vibes. Like,
right.
It doesn't match with the story of Willy Wonka.
It really doesn't. It does not. It was that Willy Wonka movie came out in a time where Hollywood ran out of ideas and was just remaking movies left and right. That's what was happening. That's when that movie came out. I always saw the Willy Wonka movie as a cautionary tale to kids and candy, like essentially, and I mean, obviously it goes deeper than that, but it's just, I don't know. I don't see it. I mean, if, like Luis said, if it comes out and the movie comes out and he's like nominated for an Oscar for that role, as Willy Wonka, okay, I'll check it out, but I'm not going to run to the theaters to go see it, because again, I think of Willy Wonka, I think of Gene Wilder. I think Gene Wilder's an amazing actor, so like his top, the three top films for Gene Wilder for me are Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, and Willy Wonka. Those are the three, for me. So I don't know.
Hear no evil, see no evil.
Oh, that's
a good one.
Alrighty, I guess we all gave our feelings on the new Willy Wonka movie. So some more casting news came out this week. they've been announcing the cast of HBO Max. It is HBO Max, right, guys?
Yes.
The Constantine show.
Mhm.
And they casted Jenna Coleman as. They just came out as Jenna Coleman as Constantine. I think they did that on purpose to drum up some controversy. But if you looked further onto the posts that came out, they were casting her as a ancestor of John Constantine. So if you go on and look at the post, there's always the people crying about changing the gender of the character without actually doing any research and sounding off. So casting so far has been interesting. Pumped to see the show. Always love Sandman. What do you guys feel? Luis?
That's actually what I was going to say, because you said it was a Constantine show. I'm like, it's not a Constantine show. It's Sandman, right?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Sandman.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, I mean, I'm good for it. It's what worries me is kind of what worries me with the Spawn film that's coming out is that the creator of the character is gonna direct to make this thing happen, and so that's the only part that worries me. I'm hoping it goes well. That's all. Just instead of it giving to like a seasoned director for it to be that person. Now, an argument can be made that no one knows their characters better than the person that created the characters, but as a rookie director, I would just be fearful of how it would go. But I'm really excited for it. I mean, the Sandman storyline is where the Netflix's Lucifer character came from. So if you're a fan of that, or if you're a fan of Constantine, like it spawned so many characters.
It really did.
I'm intrigued. This is like one of those things that it's like we had this conversation, I want to say a couple episodes ago, where I reserved my excitement. So yeah. I'm pulling it in with a choke chain. I'm just like, stop it, like chill. So I'm just kind of like, let me see a trailer. Let me see the first buzz about it before I get excited.
Yeah, because based off of what I'm seeing on IMDb, there's only 2 directors right now. So as of now, there are 5 episodes that have been fully directed and completed before the series comes out. 4 of them are done by Jamie Childs, and another one by Mike Barker. So those are the 2 that ended up doing that. Neil Gaiman did write it, is a writer on it, you know.
He didn't direct any.
It doesn't look like he's directed any. He's the developer, and then along with Neil Gaiman, there's David S. Goyer on there as one of the developers, along with Ellen Heinberg. So those are the 3 writers, or one of the 3 writers on there. But they are taking, I mean, if you guys have not read that Sandman book, it's fucking amazing. And then to hear the audible version, the audio version of it, Jesus.
I was going to say, they just released, so if you're not into comic books, first of all, why are you listening to this podcast? But if you're not into comic books, there is a novel version of it. Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. I might be able to get you back. There's a novel version of the story, and the Audible has these A-list actors.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Kat Dennings as Death.
James McAvoy. Yeah,
Death.
McAvoy is.
Oh my god.
Is Dream. You know, you've got Taron Egerton that's playing Constantine. You know, Neil Gaiman ends up reading the whole as a narrator throughout the entire thing. So if that's fucking dude, it's so good.
I'm back in now that you said that. I thought he was directing. So for those that don't know, the Spawn movie that's in development right now, Todd McFarlane is doing his directorial debut, making that film. That's scary as shit to me, because it's like, I know that's his baby, but like, come on, man. Like, you don't want someone else to help you out. Like,
I have a feeling that he's not going to be alone in the directing duties of Spawn. At least I hope the studio won't let him. I mean, I got nothing against Todd McFarlane. He's an amazing writer. He's an amazing artist. But like you said, Luis, there's certain things that translate to a comic book that may not translate to film properly if it's not done properly. you know.
Yeah.
But if he's got a good, what are they called? Assistant director, like by his side.
And that's what I'm
sure,
hoping. If there's like a seasoned right hand to be like, hey, maybe we should, you know,
yeah, you
to
know,
help him see his vision or whatever. But
I don't see Todd McFarlane, at least I don't see him kicking in the door saying this shit's mine and I'm going to do it. You know, the one that came out in '97 was a piece of shit and blah blah blah, this and that. You know, like we're going to do it my way. You know,
he's really aggressive.
But you know what I mean. Like I don't see him doing that. You know, especially if he wants to make it work. I mean, the two big actors that are tied to it are Jamie Foxx and Jeremy Renner. So, you know, there's that.
Dope.
Sweet. Moving on. So we're gonna touch up on a few more castings that came out this week. We got a casting news of Aaron Taylor Johnson is going to be starring as Kraven in Sony's Kraven the Hunter movie, which came out of nowhere. I didn't see, like, I would have not thought of him for the character. Now you see him like kind of with the long hair he had as Quicksilver. I could kind of see him, especially since he's tall and I guess he could put on the muscle to carry that role out. Kind of excited for it. What do you guys think, Stefan?
I'm right there with you. It was one of those that came out of nowhere. You know, I didn't think, not saying that he's not capable of doing it, but he wasn't one of the first actors that popped into my head for playing Kraven the Hunter. You know, obviously in the comic book adaptation of Kraven the Hunter, he's this ripped dude, you know, hunting people for game. You know, if you really think about it, I mean, as a hunter, you got to be agile, you know, agile and trying to get through to follow your prey and this and that, you know. I see it because they're comparing him to his look to the character that he played in the movie Tenet. He had short hair in the movie, but he got this massive beard, you know, going on, and his accent throughout the entire movie, they're saying is perfect for Kraven the Hunter. So I haven't seen Tenet yet. That's on my to-do list to watch. Really?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. I broke Pandemic to go see it in theaters in July of last year.
Okay.
And right around the time where I was thinking to myself, what the fuck is going on? I heard audibly someone in the theater saying, what the fuck is going on? So
fantastic.
like, it's one of those, like, it feels like he created this film with the intention of, you're going to watch this 5-6 times to understand it. Right. And I'm just like, dude, that's a very arrogant way to do a project. And so I was just,
it's, I think he tried to duplicate, from what I hear based off of that, because that's what I hear, is that, you know, you have to watch it more than once in order to understand it.
Yeah.
I think he tried to duplicate Inception, the what he did with Inception.
Yes, but Inception, it was very organic.
It was very straightforward. You know, the idea was straightforward throughout the entire movie.
Because there were these philosophical themes. It's like this and then this. And so you're wrestling with this concept, and then you're seeing a visual of the concept beautifully done. You know, right. Matrix, the first one, beautifully done in that same sense. And you're right. It's just like, how do we make it bigger? And it felt like that. And he was blaming, because of the pandemic, that's why nobody rated it well, and like all this stuff. I'm just like, dude, that's not the reason. Like, it's like,
let's be honest.
I'm a fan of his work. Don't get me wrong, but it's just that movie. Watch it for yourselves. I'd be curious for your opinions. And for those of you listening, comment below. Let us know what you think.
Go into your thoughts of Aaron Taylor Johnson as Kraven the Hunter, Luis, since you're talking.
I'm impressed with the dude. I know the guy. He can get yoked for a role, so I have no doubt he has like a commanding presence, and he's really tall. So if we were to see a film where that crosses over with Spider-Man, just height-wise, he's significantly taller than Tom Holland. So that would just be a fascinating scene to see together, you know. But because it is Sony Studios, I don't know if we might see a crossover with Venom before we see a crossover with Spider-Man, which I kind of really don't care to see. Or what's the other one? Jared Leto, Morbius.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Like they're definitely sprouting off these different villains. So I don't know if they're going to try to make their own Avengers with these characters to team up. I don't know. But as far as him as the character, first Craven as the comic book character, and what's his face? I'm in. Ash,
Cool.
Thoughts?
I don't see it, but I don't hate on it, but I kind of just don't see it. I see like a late 30s that can still kick it, and fucking hunting for sport means you've fucking dealt with a lot of shit in life, and he still looks young. So I don't see it, but I mean, I'm probably going to be wrong, and it's going to be awesome.
I was going to mention how Aaron Taylor Johnson loves him some comic book properties, since he's got fucking Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass.
Yeah,
Age of
Avengers.
Ultron.
Yeah.
Godzilla.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Real quick before we continue, going back to the Sandman thing, it's actually not HBO Max. That's our mistake. It's actually Netflix. Netflix is going to be taking
That's
it
right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's Netflix.
Yeah.
So
what's Sandman under? Is it DC Vertigo?
It's Vertigo.
Well,
Vertigo.
DC owned, but it's Vertigo. Yeah.
But there is no Vertigo anymore, so.
True.
This is true. They still have
so
soft
after
branding.
Netflix's contract, it'll probably end up with Cha-Cha-Cha, right?
It'll probably go to HBO Max after.
HBO Max.
Yeah. But it's 11 episodes, so it really depends on how it goes. If it explodes, which I'm hoping it does, I'm sure we'll get multiple seasons out of it. So, but if it follows the book, the book is fucking trippy and it's great. So sorry, I didn't mean to go off on Sandman again.
No worries. And the last bit of casting news we got this week is Christopher McDonald being cast in Secret Invasion. Ash, what do you think?
Fucking Shooter Mcgavin.
Yes, it is Shooter
It's gonna
McGavin.
it's gonna be awesome. I loved him in SLC Punk. I'm not generalizing all of his characters just on that. He is the best. Like we talked about last week, he plays the character you love to hate to a fucking T. Shooter Mcgavin was just so good after the fact. Now that it's a cult, and I can't even call it that anymore. But at the time, such a cult classic. He was such a fucking so good at being bad that it's fucking. You see more shirts and shit with Shooter Mcgavin than you do Happy Gilmore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be good. Luis.
He is currently in another show that I'm hooked on. HBO Max is fucking killing it. It's called Hacks. If you haven't seen it,
I saw the trailer to it. I haven't seen it, but I saw the trailer to it.
it is really good. It's an older female stand-up comedian that kind of gives me like Joan Rivers vibes.
Mm-hmm.
She has a residency in Vegas, and I don't even fucking remember the actor's name. Shooter Mcgavin plays the casino owner,
mm-hmm.
and they're bringing in these other acts. So she's potentially getting phased out. And so the story revolves around her hiring a younger writer to write for her, like to write jokes and shit. Ash?
Does Shooter Mcgavin play a dick?
Yes, he does. He does it very well too. Like,
I mean, yeah.
And it's like, but it's just, and to Ash's point though, like he has such a memorable, like the way he's an asshole, but he's smiling
mm-hmm.
while he's an asshole, but it's still funny. It's funny, charming, but you're like, fuck, what a dick. Because like he's like the same age as the female
friend you have in a group. Like, he's our asshole. Like he's an asshole, but he's an asshole to you. Like a George Costanza. Like if he's in the group, he's okay, but he's a dick to everybody.
He's a character you like to have around to hate. Like you want to vote against him.
There you go.
But you want him there so that you can vote against him.
Yeah.
Because you're cheering for him to lose, but you can't wait for him to come on screen again.
Yeah.
And so like gross. But I would. That's another recommendation. It's Hacks. It's a 30-minute episodes, super short, sweet. It's a very, very funny writing. Strongly recommend it.
Yes. And what is that on?
HBO Max as well.
HBO Max. You said that. Okay. HBO Max.
I think it's
HBO
like
Max
three episodes in. It airs
the Mayor of Boomtown. What's the second one? Mayor of
Easttown.
Mayor of Easttown.
And a little fun fact: the mayor of Easttown, the mother of Kate Winslet, she plays the Joan Rivers comedian.
There it is.
So
Kevin Bacon all over again.
she's in everything. But
Yeah.
anyway,
What?
good shit.
Yeah.
Ew, gross. Esteban.
Again. I love Christopher McDonald. He's the asshole that we love to hate, like we were just saying. I don't know what he would be though in Secret Invasion. I don't know if he would be like a sword agent, because I have a feeling that we're going to be dealing with sword and not shield for Secret Invasion. So is he going to be a shield? You know,
He could be a
agent
big
that-
ass scroll. Like he
But
could
that's
be
what
a
I'm saying.
cool-
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. You know, I mean, is he going to be a scroll? Like based off of his past characters, it can go either way. You know, he could be like the right hand man to the main villain in Secret Invasion, you know, throughout this entire time, or he can just be the dick, you know, sword agent, you know, that's there. You know, so I'm the more and more I see like where we started with these comic book movies, you know, the actors that were being picked up, these unknowns at the time, you know, to where we're at now. It's like everybody wants to get into a superhero property, even if it's just a one-time thing. They want in, you know, to be essentially immortalized in the MCU, you know. So I'm all for it. I don't care.
It's not going away. It's not, oh, fucking Tobey
course
Maguire
not.
did a Spider-Man movie, cool. But like fucking Anthony Hopkins, like now they're getting like actors like Glenn Close. Like it's not, it's becoming a, how to think, what do I want to say, a genre. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
becoming like you can do a legit movie with it. Like fucking I cut you off, dude, I'm sorry. But there are movies, fucking the John Travolta movie where he has fucking powers, or Powder. Like these are all superhero movies, just anomalies. Not Powder, but you know what I mean. Like, well, Powder, fucking Powder he looked like that, but he had powers, kind of, right?
Yeah.
With lightning. But
Did you mean to reference John Travolta's movie?
I
where he was
did with the other one, but I went
Phenomenal.
into Powder because they both came out at the same time, just like fucking Lord of the Rings and Harry
Oh,
Potter.
so you're not talking
Phenomenal.
about the one where he was an angel?
No, that one's Michael.
No, that
Oh,
other
my
one, fucking
It's phenomenal.
phenomenon.
It's phenomenal.
You're phenomenal.
Thank you.
But yeah, so it just, I don't know. That could be a superhero movie. It just doesn't have a villain.
No, you're referencing Powder and the movie Phenomenal. The basis of the
all I'm
movie
saying is that
Phenomenal
all it-
is
all
that
it- I'm
Phenomenon.
just saying it's not a comic
Thank you,
book
Phenomenon.
movie. It's
Phenomenal.
it's not. It's. Thank you. It changed the world. Eric Clapton and Babyface. But it's a. It's the same
man.
thing without.
It was
without
just an
50%.
example. It
DC,
was
it's
just an
not
example
Spider-Man.
of Ash's bad examples.
That's Eric Clapton. Okay. Yeah, no, it is though.
No, but
Back to you, right, guys?
No, but that movie that you're referencing, is not a superhero movie.
No,
I
it's
knew
not a
what he meant.
superhero movie. What
I
I'm
knew-
saying is those movies are the same type of thing. Like I got my powers because
Why
my
are you
mom,
so
my pregnant mom got hit by lightning. and
Wait
now I have powers.
a
Fucking
minute.
Phenomena.
That was Powder, right? The pregnant one? No,
You're right.
that's not a joke. I think that is. She was pregnant and she got struck. I don't know why you guys are laughing. Like
Fucking
I'm
A,
following along here, guys. I don't know why you guys are losing it. I'm listening to you, Ash. I hear what you're
It's
saying.
okay. It's okay. It's just a rant. But go ahead. Everybody's right.
Oh,
Come on, man.
No, okay. In our chat, in Instagram, this is how I come off the whole time. This is good. I like this. You guys are awesome. God, you guys are so right. God, you guys are awesome. Tell me how fucking awesome you guys are. No, I'm just kidding.
You know this whole thing where you guys shut me down every time I talk? Love it. Let's keep doing that.
that's the basis of the podcast.
Looking at you, Luis. Esteban. That's my shit.
No, but wait a minute. Time out. Okay. There are episodes where we can't even get 2 sentences in where he's constantly interrupting us, but the minute we do it to him, he shuts down like a child. Right now.
Back to you, Andres. Get away from
Yeah,
the
back to you.
silence.
This was fun though. Anyways,
Luis, what's with the heart pumping? Playing the drums.
I was trying to get the camera on me, you know. I know I should go back to my prayer hands.
alrighty. So there was a few trailers that came out this week. The first one we're going to talk about is the Eternals trailer that came out yesterday, whenever this is being aired, the 27th, I guess, or the 26th, 27th. Anyways, so yeah, Ash, did you see it, and what did you think?
The 31st.
What?
The episode that'll come out. It'll come out this episode. I did like the memes that came after it, like asleep during fucking Endgame, asleep during Infinity War, like that stuff was kind of funny.
The Battle of New York.
And then I did like the who is the character that Angelina Jolie is playing?
Dina.
That her and Thanos are cousins?
They're first cousins, yeah. In the comic book, they're considered they are first cousins.
That's gonna be cool. And then it's more of what we were trying to say, like movie stars are gravitating towards this stuff because it's not gonna go away. It's gonna I don't know, man. Just the people. It's like I didn't know I wanted a Scarlet Witch and Vision, or Scarlet Vision Witch. Why I can't remember the name.
WandaVision.
Scarlet Vision.
WandaVision.
You motherfucking. You see me drowning, and you guys just fucking. Hey,
you're talking over us while we're giving you the answer, bitch. And Stefan said it like 3 times. He's like, WandaVision? WandaVision. Why aren't you telling me? I'm fucking drowning. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Your friend is trying to help you, man.
And I'm the asshole. Remember that.
I didn't know I wanted WandaVision. So Eternals is probably gonna be amazing. And I hope it does I don't want to say that word. I don't want to say that. I hope it does good. I was going to say, I hope it does better than Jupiter Ascending. What is it called?
Jupiter's Legacy?
Yeah. But I don't hate on that show. That's why I said I don't want to say that, because I kind of like that show.
That show was actually pretty dope. Jupiter's Legacy was amazing.
I just get that vibe from it. From the same type of show. Oh, Stefan's leaving me to hang now. Oh, I got you.
Carmen, did you see the trailer, and what were your thoughts?
I did see it. Actually, it looks really good. I'm excited to watch it. I love the way that they're doing Cersei. The girl that's playing Cersei, I believe her name is Gemma something. She came out in that what is it called? The romantic movie.
Crazy Rich Asians.
Yes, that movie, and she was amazing in it. So I'm looking forward to her portrayal of Cersei. I like the way that Angelina Jolie looks in the trailer. She looks super badass, and during dinner, and they reference Steve Rogers and Iron Man. I thought that was super awesome. And what's his name? The Black Knight, right? That's
Kit Harington.
And he's like, hey, I could lead them. Like, it seems like he's gonna be a little bit of like a Joker kind of character, or at least amongst them. So I'm excited to see that dynamic with them. Looks pretty cool. I'm excited.
Luis?
I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other. I mean, it's another Marvel property, so I'm curious to see. I think that's probably the best answer. I'm curious to see where they're going to go with it. I haven't seen enough to generate a full amount of like, this is going to be badass. Like, because I'm also not super well versed in the comic books, so I'm just more of like, I'm in for the ride. I put on my seatbelt, I put on my little harness, I'm like, let's fucking go.
So it is the Eternals are. So Jack Kirby is the creator of the Eternals. He is also the creator of the New Gods at DC, which what Darkseid was, and they were going to be making a movie on the New Gods, but DC, of course, pulled the plug because they pull the plug on every fucking thing over there. So, yeah, and it's basically like a sci-fi comic book story. And then Jack Kirby, went to Marvel and he did a different version of uh, another sci-fi story on like a fucking internal war between tribes, I guess. And that's what the Eternals are. So,
Dig it.
yeah, the trailer looked pretty awesome. I love the cast. I'm excited to see Richard Madden and Kit Harington back together in a show. And yeah, Angelina Jolie looked pretty awesome in it. So yeah, I'm excited for it. Esteban?
The minute they announced the movie The Eternals, I didn't care. I was all in. I was fucking all in. Jack Kirby, first off, Jack Kirby's fucking king when it comes to comic books. You know, the stuff that he did in DC, the shit that he did at Marvel, that team up, Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, generated so many comic books, and it's fucking unreal and amazing stories. I'm excited, extremely excited for it because yeah, I see the memes and everything, like what were they doing throughout this entire time, and I have theories of what ended up happening or like why they were quiet and this and that and stuff like that. I kind of don't want to dive into it right now because it's going to turn into like another 3-hour rant or another 3-hour episode with us. But I'm excited. The mere fact that they changed up certain, they changed up Salma Hayek's character, from male to female. I think that's fucking great that they're doing that. The one that I'm excited for is Kumail Nanjiani. I want to see him acting in this Marvel role. Like that's what I'm there for. I want to see that. I'm excited that he's in the Obi-Wan series. I'm excited that he's going to be in Star Wars or the Eternals. So I'm all in for that. And if you guys didn't see it in the trailer, there is a specific scene where you see Sprite, the younger of the Eternals. She's singing karaoke. It looks like in either a karaoke bar or on a bus or something. If you look in the back, you see Steve Rogers' first shield hanging up on the wall. I thought that was actually pretty dope for them to kind of put that in there. So
I agree.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the next trailer we'll be talking about is Tomorrow War. I didn't see it, so I don't have any thoughts on it. So going to you, Carmen. What do you think?
It looks good. It looks like another. I know they're not zombies, at least that's not what the trailer made it seem like. They're obviously alien-like creatures. But it looks good. Quick cut on it. It looks like a good Friday night movie if you got. Well, I don't want to say if you got nothing else going on because it looks pretty good, but I guess not really because you. So, but oh wow, did I just call everyone out? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that until I realized that I did that. But no, it really does look. It looks entertaining. It looks like an entertaining movie that you put on and be entertained by.
So the reason I didn't watch that trailer was because it didn't look too appealing to me. So,
Okay.
yeah, I guess I'll give it a shot. But it did not get my attention from the beginning, and I was just like, "Hey, cool, it's a movie."
What didn't work for you in the trailer?
I didn't just like the synopsis. It like just didn't grab my attention as something I want to like. I won't say waste my time, man. I guess spend. I don't mean it to sound as offensive as it's coming out, but it didn't grab my attention. So yeah, maybe if I got nothing to do and I'll throw something on to watch, that may be the movie. But yeah, so far it's got nothing for me.
I mean,
Ash or Stevan, by all means, you started talking.
no, sorry. It was. I saw the trailer. Like I agree with you on this. It was good. It wasn't one of those things where I'm just like glued to my seat watching the trailer. The best way that I can describe it is you've got Chris Pratt in there, as the lead. It's one of those things where it's like they're going to try to drop, certain, comedic points in there for him to go ahead and have, kind of like how he had in Jurassic Park. But the premise of the movie is it's time travel, but a war that's going on at the same time. So you have this military time travel back to, let's say 2021. Okay. And they're saying, hey, we're fighting a war 8 years into the future and we're legitimately getting our asses kicked and we need help. So we're going to recruit people from the past, to go ahead and help us fight this war against these aliens. And the aliens looked like a cross between the alien from Cloverfield with Alien with a little bit of I can't remember the monster's name in Stranger Things.
Demogorgon?
Yeah, Demogorgon.
Yes. It looked like those three just put together, you really couldn't see their face very well, but the way that the alien or the monster was walking looked very Cloverfield like. The tail that it had, it looked like the tail from Alien, in the xenomorph. So that's where I'm getting that vibe.
The head, looked like the Demogorgon.
Yeah. So I'm getting that vibe from it, So I can see where they're drawing the inspirations from, but it's not one of those things where I'm kind of like all in, because the way that they're playing it is they take Chris Pratt is recruited or drafted, okay, and he goes to the war, but they end up implanting on his forearm a time travel machine so he can go fight and then come back home and then go fight and then come back home, so it's not I get it, but I'm not like in all the way with this movie. I thought it was going to be better because the teaser trailer looked really good, but when I saw the actual trailer, I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Ash.
I kind of feel the same way as Esteban. He nailed it out of the park. Like, I have nothing else to add. Like, he took everything I wanted to say.
I totally get it. Luis, got anything?
Nope. Everything sounds great.
Marvin is the only one excited for it. Awesome.
I mean, I'll watch it. I'll end up watching it.
Excited. I didn't say. I even said I'd watch it, I guess.
Yeah. See, it's just
we would all watch it.
It's like one of those things. It's like, what do you want to watch? I don't know. The Tomorrow War's on. All right.
Well, that's kind of how I felt with what was it? Army of the Dead? Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I saw that one. I put it on, and my girlfriend tapped out at the 30-minute marker, so I'm gonna have to watch that by myself. So
I mean, I saw it and I got questions, but I feel because this is what ended up happening. That I read an article today about Dave Bautista. He took the Army of the Dead role and passed on Suicide Squad because of the Army of the Dead role, and he regrets it. Like, he openly said that he's like, I regret saying no to James Gunn.
Why would he? Oh man,
I don't know.
Who was he supposed to play?
I don't know. He didn't say who he was supposed to play, but he says that at the first round of auditions, James Gunn approached him and told him, hey, I want you to be in the movie. And he says, I can't. I already said yes to Zack Snyder for Army of the Dead.
Well, that's different. That's not necessarily passing on it. Like, that's like, there's contracts involved that would have had to been like to break contract. I'm sure there's a fee. Like, it would have been a big old thing. So I can't really blame the dude.
I mean,
That sucks, though.
he openly regrets it. Like he goes, I hate that I passed on it, or that's how he said it. That's how he worded it. He's like, I hate that I passed it on it. You know.
Damn.
I don't know who he would have played. Maybe he would have played Peacemaker. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? So
Interesting. They got another wrestler.
well, you know what I mean. But
Yeah. No, that's just really fascinating because that would make sense. Like I can totally see his type of humor in that role.
Mhm.
You know,
I can't see him as that character though. Like
it's hard, right? Yeah.
like he would have made it his own, but
yeah.
That's intriguing. That's very intriguing.
I will say though, Luis.
What did you like it though? Like, because you saw the whole thing, right? Army of the
Yeah,
Dead.
I saw the whole thing. I'm not gonna lie, there were certain parts where like I checked out on, and I had to rewind because I checked out on it. But it just fell into one of those things where it's like I'm at home, I'm relaxing, I'm watching the movie, and I'm on my phone. You know, so it's one of those. It fell into that category where it's kind of like, yeah, it's on, it's cool. But the theories that I've been reading that are coming out on this, like I'm like, no, it doesn't. I can't put that together. And then there's like a lot of moving parts in the movie. So, and then to hear that there's going to be an animated prequel to Army of the Dead, and then possibly another spin-off series afterwards, I'm like, I don't know if I can handle that.
I'm out.
Yeah, I mean the movie was good on itself. Okay, so if you like Dawn of the Dead, you're gonna love Army of the Dead. You're gonna love it, you know, based off because it's like that. That's the pace, you know, going with it. I had some questionable, you know, things, you know, on certain characters, like that was kind of fucked up the way that happened, and why was this character like this, and you know, but I don't know. The Chola in there was dope though. Like I loved her. She was like my favorite character throughout the entire movie. She was dope. I'm like, she's not from Vegas. She's from East Los. Get out of here.
East Los.
She ain't from Vegas. So.
Alrighty. Moving on to the last topic for the night. It's another trailer. Edgar Wright's The Last Night in Soho trailer came out. Carmen, did you catch it? And what did you think?
I'm really excited for it. It looks really good, and I mean, what's her name? I always blank on her name. Queen's Gambit actress.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
Queen's Gambit actress.
Queen's Gambit actress. What's her name? God, I always forget her name. But she looks amazing in the trailer. Her portrayal of the character.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, to me, this was like chef's kiss. Anything she really does is chef's kiss, in my opinion. And it seems like a psychological thriller, so I'm excited for it, and I can't wait for it.
Stefan.
I'm in for the psychological thriller. Those along with horror movies are like my top genres that I love watching. I love watching those psychological thrillers, so I'm in for that one. And just like Carmen said, Anna Taylor-Joy, she did great in the couple episodes or the few episodes I saw in Queen's Gambit. I haven't finished that series yet. I want to finish it. It was great.
How did you not binge that shit?
I have 2 kids.
That's a very good answer. Please continue.
And then I saw New Mutants, and I think she was great in New Mutants. You know, I thought she was. So it kind of makes me sad that I'm not going to see her play Colossus's sister down the road. You know, because I think she played it very, very well. But I'm stoked to see it, and plus it's being done by Edgar Wright. I mean, what's not to love? It's Edgar Wright.
Ash.
Feels very movie. And what I mean by that is I don't see it like you see this on TV. You go to see it at the movies. It felt very the way they shot it is very
Cinematic.
It feels very Fight Club was not a fucking huge ass movie, but it's something you needed to see in the theater to get, or at least appreciate the way we can watch it now and be like, oh, that was a great movie. But the way that they filmed everything, it was very cinematic, the way you said it. And I did like when she looked in the mirror and then she was a totally different person. I don't know. It was like little things like that was fucking pretty cool. And then I like when the actor just stands still and the camera looks at everything she's looking at. Little things like that are fucking very cool. Like when I don't know if it's the director of the photography or if it's the director that does that or whatever the situation is, but it just looks really good. I'm excited for it. It's probably not something I will see in the theater as I'm talking shit because I will be afraid of the gore, but there's a lot of things on Netflix that say they're going to be gore and it's not really gore. It's a scratch on the cheek. So you never know. I'm excited for it.
Luis.
I didn't know who Edgar Wright was off the top of my head.
Son of a bitch.
Oh,
God
And
damn
so
it.
I just started
Why?
looking.
Oh
I started
my
because
God.
I didn't know it by the director name. But now I'm just
that's
looking through the movies and I'm like, oh, all these movies I very much enjoy. The first Ant-Man, World's End, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Baby Driver.
I like how he
Scott
completely
Pilgrim.
ignored all of our gasps. He's just like, I'm just gonna keep moving on.
Oh yeah,
No,
because
he's
there
right.
is somebody listening to this that felt the same way that I did and be like, oh, I guess I don't know shit either. So
There's gonna be
I'm with you, one listener. Please comment below. Tell me I'm not alone.
Like so many people are gonna be like, no, we all know who Edgar Wright is. You're alone on that.
You are alone, and you should quit the podcast again. I mean, I didn't. The name didn't like pop up and be like, oh, that guy, like that's cool. But looking at his shit, I'm intrigued. I didn't see the trailer, but I like myself my horror, so
You like yourself a whore? What?
I do, and my horror,
both
simultaneously sometimes.
At the same time. All right.
Yeah. Back to you, Andres.
Yeah, I love Edgar Wright, and so all you had to say was his name, and I would have been in it. But I also love psychological horror movies, so I'm in, and I love Anya Taylor-Joy, so I'm even more in. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I agree with Ash when he said that it looks like a movie that makes more of an impact at the theaters as opposed to being at home. So I will be going out to watch that movie in theaters
There's
as well.
a lot of depth to it. There's a lot of depth to what everything. It really genuinely feels like there's. I know I cut you off, bro, but there's a lot of movies that are like, oh, I saw it fucking 3D and like, oh, I get headaches. Or there's certain movies you have to see the way the director sees it to understand that this is what I'm putting forth. So if you see Spider-Man 3D and you go to see fucking it at home and it's not the same impact that I want you to see.
There's something lost in the translation.
Right. And I saw that when she stopped on the sidewalk and you see everything that she sees, you're not going to get the same thing on Netflix. No offense to Netflix. You're just not going to get the same impact as you sitting in the middle of a theater and you fucking visually see everything that she's seeing. It's not the same impact as you. Maybe like Esteban, I'm on my phone probably all the time harassing you guys. Like, oh, funny meme. You have to catch my attention. And I'm coming out of COVID. So not having it, but out of pandemic, I should say. So for me, you have to catch my attention. And the scene where she stopped and you see what she sees, it was like Harry Potter or like a movie where you have to see this fucking thing at a theater.
No, yeah, you're 100% correct, dude. It is one of those, and you were right at the beginning of when you were talking. It is a director of photography that catches all those moments. So, again, going back to what you were saying, they're the ones that interpret that are the interpreter of what the director is trying to pull off. And again, going back to the Todd McFarlane thing, I really hope he has an amazing director of photography next to him to go ahead and put his vision together. Because I think even Kevin Smith was the one in a lot of his interviews that he talks about when he makes his movies. He goes, I don't know the fucking sizes of the lenses. He goes, I go to my DP and I go, I want this shot. Like, how big do I want the lens? And then his DP will tell him, show me your hands. Like, what do you want? And he goes, I want this. He goes, oh, it's such and such lens, So it's stuff
Absolutely.
like that.
You go
you know?
from these are my jokes and these are very intelligently done. I am such a comic book fan that you're gonna do the Flash.
Mhm.
I have no idea how you guys do the when he runs into the fucking,
Mhm.
like, and this guy, but he knows how to like make him funny and then we're gonna do a time whatever. But these guys do it every week that it's like, okay, like Luis, we got to do a 1, 3, 5, and 6, and then they have it down to where like, okay, well, fuck you, all 5 of us can walk in and be like, do a Flash movie episode because they know what we want to do. You know what I mean? And that's not how well they have that down. We will get there as a podcast.
No, yeah, you're right. But
That was a joke, but, but it's funny. You got it, bro.
I think what I'm more excited for Edgar Wright is his upcoming work that he's going to be doing, because it looks like I'm looking at his upcoming work right now, and it looks like he's dabbling a little bit more into the suspense, horror, sci-fi, because he is actually doing it looks like it's a reboot of The Running Man. So he's doing that. And it looks like what's also in development is the movie The Night Stalker. So if it's about Richard Ramirez, that should be fucking dope to watch, to see that. And then he's doing Baby Driver 2. So if you guys haven't seen Baby Driver, the first one, it's amazing. So with the part 2 coming out, it's going to be great. But yeah, back to you, Andres.
And with that, we're done with today's show. So I want to go ahead and thank everybody for subscribing, following, listening, being fans. We love each and every one of you. I would ask if you love the show, have any thoughts, comments, any remarks, please feel free to share. We'll go ahead and read it on air and respond to you. And so you too can be a part of the show. So thanks again, and we'll see you, but hear us next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bitch, yeah, done by 11. Fuck all of you guys.
No, you get